Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Piedmont Unitarian Universalist Church. Piedmont UU sits on the traditional land of the Catawba, Kiawe, Sugaree peoples. My name is Ann Lakaitis, and I will be the worship assistant this morning for the Reverend Dr. Amy Rio. We are a flourishing, vibrant, and radically welcoming congregation, which promotes diversity, inclusion, and social justice. We provide a safe haven for creative intellectual growth, spiritual development, and a deep sense of community for all who join us. We hope our liberal religious values will challenge you to join us as a community that lives boldly and acts justly. For our members, visitors and members, we're very glad you're here in person or with us online, and we hope to see you again. Your presence is a gift for us. A few announcements for today. If you're interested in church membership, Reverend Amy is offering a class on the spiritual journey this coming Saturday from 10 to 12 at the Meeting House. Please let her know if you'd like to attend. For other important information about our vibrant community, please see your order of service, or if you are on our email list, please check our monthly newsletter and weekly announcements. Whatever brought you to this place at this hour, we welcome you. May you find something that you need, and may you leave richer in spirit than when you arrived.
Hear now these words from Reverend Betts Winnecke. May this flame, symbol of transformation since time began, fire our curiosity, strengthen our wills, and sustain our courage as we seek what is good within. Please join me now in singing the words to light in our chalice, the symbol of our faith. Thank you so much, choir. It's a beautiful song, and I, for one, have not given up on perhaps one pretty little snow at some point. You know, I feel like we've still made. I feel like by the time we get to the men's ACC basketball tournament that we're, done by then. So we still have a little bit of window. So it would make me happy. Just a pretty little thing. So, all right. Speaking of happiness, let's all rise together if you are embodied or in spirit for our call to worship found in your bulletin. All are welcome today. Welcome to this space and place of spirit and discovery.
We gather together, inviting Spirit to be present with us, guiding us throughout this time of worship.
The inner journey is unknown, both exciting and scary.
We pledge to support each other along this journey, celebrating the joyous discoveries and holding hands when times are fearful.
For it is when we are gathered together, whether in person or in spirit, that our inner journey can be undertaken. Amen. Our first hymn is found in our Till hymnal, number 1008, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. Please be seated. And Mr. Jack is going to do our Time for All Ages. And which mic should I pull over? Is this one? Okay. All right, I'm going to let you do it, Jim. Thank you. Okay, and good morning, everyone. I'll just hold the mic for you. Mr. Jack, it's good to see all of you today.
Good morning. So my name is Jack. I'd like to know your names. What is your name? Quail? Claire. And yours? Your name? Can you say it? It's pretty hard. I know. When the pressure is on, I know.
This is Chloe.
Chloe. Hi, Chloe. And your name? Leo. Great. It's like a lion, huh? And we have all kinds of kids back there. Can you give me your name? Oh, yes, Harley. Hi. I've seen you before. And what about in the back? Can we have your names?
Remy.
Remy?
Yeah.
And? Levi. Hi, Levi. Well, it's really good to see all you guys here. So last week, Reverend Amy talked to the grown-ups about something called families. She kind of used communities, but families it's kind of the same word. So I wonder, could you guys all help me a minute? Could you help me? Because I'm wondering, what does the word family mean? Does anybody tell me that? Family. When you think of family, what does it mean? Who would be in your family? Yeah, I think your mom would be in your family. Any other ideas of who might be in your family? Dad? There we go. Can't forget Dad. You have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Oh, do you really? How many brothers and sisters do you have? Count them up.
One.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. So that's so there's really several different types of families, and the usual kind of family, right, is the one that we're talking about here with mom and dad and sisters. People that live in the same house, right? So that's kind of one kind of family, and those family people really love you and protect you, right? Don't they? Yeah, of course. Yeah, mom and dad and everybody that lives. Maybe any of you have pets, dog or cat? No dogs or cats. Well, later maybe. Yeah. So yeah, don't tell your parents that I told you should have dogs and cats, because that might be a problem. So that's one kind of family. People that live with you and you see every day. But the other kind of families too. What about what are some people that you see almost every day, and could be, and you like them and they like you? Who do you see every day? Like tomorrow, who are you going to see? Do you have any friends? Yeah? What's the name of your best friend? Lucy? Yeah. Do you guys have friends? What's their names? Too much pressure. All right. Okay. All right. So friends, grandparents, right? Do you have grandparents? What do you do with your grandparents? Play? Yeah. I'm a grandparent too, so I like to play with my grandkids too. Although they're getting a little older, getting to be teenagers, and they don't like to play as much. So that's another. So yeah. So friends. What about teachers? Any of you go to any kind of a school or nursery school or anything? Yeah? Do you have teachers? Yeah. So you see them almost every day. So those grandmothers, parents, grandmothers, grandfathers, teachers, friends, that's almost another kind of family. But they're important to you, right? Your friends are important to you. Your teachers are. So there's a third kind of family that... Yeah, it's a what?
Pop. He looks like my father.
Oh, so that's family. So is Pop, that's your grandfather?
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah. So do you ever play with Pop? Do you like Pop? Yeah, he likes you too, doesn't he? So those people are really important to us. That's another kind of family. Reverend Amy talked to us last week, to the grown-ups, about another kind of family, though, and this is kind of the church family. Do you think what could we mean by a church family? I know. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Ooh. So, who would be in your church family? Do you think? Who would be in your church family? What do you think? Maybe all you guys, right? Yeah, right. It's kind of like a family. And what about your teachers? Yeah, they're part of your church family. And what about everybody here? Right? They're part of your church family. Because it's like they're the family, the people that live in your house. They care for you, they love you, and they want to protect you. So that's an important part of our family, too. So right now, you guys can go and continue playing with your church family and your teachers. Okay? Okay, good to talk to you.
Thank you, everyone. I loved how relaxed so many of our young people were today, just very relaxed and enjoying being in this space. And I thought, 2 weeks from now, if the time changed, they're going to be really relaxed, I'm sure. So we enter now into a time of ritual and sacred sharing, where we share our joys and our sorrows, our concerns and milestones. For this week, we light a candle for Robin and Neil, who are recovering from various health issues, and we still want to send out our prayers and good thoughts for them. For Alex, baby Oliver, who of course is still in NICU, but is continuing to grow and to do better. We light a candle for a more inclusive and just world as we observe Black History Month. In memory of Next Benedict, and for all non-binary and trans individuals, for their safety and acceptance. For a just peace in Israel and Palestine, and especially for those who are impacted by the violence and conditions in Gaza. For the ongoing struggle for civil rights in Iran. For all areas of violence around the world, especially the war in Ukraine. Now, at this time, you are invited to come forward as you would like to do so. And please come forward along the side aisle by the wall. You may fill out a prayer card to place on the prayer wall. You may light your own candle of joy or concern, or you may drop a stone in our shared water. Please come forward as you feel called. We will now enter into a time of quiet rest, meditation, or prayer. I will sound the singing bowl, and then we will have a period of silence. Now, during this time, I invite you to slow your breath, close your eyes if you're comfortable, and to imagine that you are looking into a well, some kind of well of water. Maybe you're out in the woods or at a pond, but this well of water that reflects yourself back to you. And so during this period of silence, I invite you to spend some time looking at this well as a mirror image and simply to sit with it and see what emerges. Then after a period of silence, Anne will lead us with our musical meditation.
Our wisdom reading today is selected quotes from Rainer Maria Rilke. The only journey is the journey within. And from Rumi, and you, when will you begin that long journey into yourself? and from Hadewijch II, a 13th century mystic in Antwerp, you who want knowledge, see the oneness within. There you will find the clear mirror already waiting.
Thank you, Anne. So today is the last of our three-part series on shoring up our spiritual foundation so that we will be grounded for whatever may happen in this year of 2024. Today we are exploring what it means to dig deeper, to go beyond the surface level understanding of what the spiritual journey is. Now, our society thrives on the superficial, doesn't it? I could spend a whole sermon just talking about that. But looking at the surface layer and thinking that's all there is, just whatever we see at a glance. Even the spiritual journey here in this society is often confined to surface statements or actions. We have very public examples in our media all the time of people, for example, who say they are Christian, but yet act in very opposite ways of what Jesus preached. Now, my former job as a college chaplain, I would occasionally teach a class on world religions. Now, in this class, if I had a student who adhered to one of the religions that we discussed or we studied, I would give them opportunity to share about their spiritual journey. And I would remind everyone that no one person represents the entirety of a faith tradition. No one should have that responsibility, right? And also, every faith tradition is very diverse. This was simply an opportunity to share one's own perspective. Now, during my many years of ministry, misconceptions about Islam increased dramatically after 9/11, I think as many of us know. I taught this class a few years after that event, and one young woman in the class was Muslim, as was her entire family. They had immigrated from Africa when she was a little baby. Now, in the course of the class, we had already studied Christianity, and we got to our unit on Islam. And I still very clearly remember the words of this student as she had an opportunity to share about her experience. From my perspective, she said, I think one of the big differences with people I know who are Christian and people I know who are Muslim is that Christian people talk a lot about what they believe or think, especially dogmas. And for Muslims, it's just a way of life, the way we live. Our family doesn't take on debt. We don't drink. We eat halal. We fast during Ramadan. My mom and I wear a hijab and long sleeves. We don't really spend much time talking about whether people have to believe certain things or believe certain ways. It's more just about the way day-to-day ways that we live out our faith. Now, we had a wonderful discussion in this class, which was mostly people who had grown up in a Christian tradition. And we talked about what is the faith journey all about? Is it a set of dogmas, kind of a litmus test? Is it some way of living, some combination of that? Now, I will never forget my student's phrase, my very young student's phrase. It's a way of life. Now, even though all of us who are gathered here today, whether in person or virtually, are here for a variety of reasons, one of the most important reasons that we are here is because of congruency. Congruency. We want to live in a way that has integrity. We want our actions to match our beliefs. And to do that, we must move beyond the surface. Casey Musgraves, country music singer-songwriter, writes in her song Deeper Well these words: I've gotten older. Now I know how to take care of myself. I found a deeper well. The song is about moving below the surface, going to that deeper place that each one of us has. Now, for those of you who've heard me on occasion, more than once, you know that I often refer to that deeper well as the divine light which shines within each one of us. And our lifelong journey is about removing the shutters that shield that light and allowing its brightness to grow and illuminate our lives and the lives of those around us. Now, Carl Jung spent his life's work looking into the deepest of wells, his own and for the people for whom he was a therapist. Sharon Blackie writes this about Jung's work in her book, Hadewijch. Jung believed there is a dimension of the psyche beyond the ego, just the conscious personality, which is the source of spiritual experiences. And this is called the self. The spiritual element of the psyche reveals itself to us in a variety of ways. Through dreams, experiences of synchronicities. This spiritual element is an inner force which guides us with whatever it is that we imagine to be beyond us, whether it's the divine or creative power of the universe, the sacred. The spiritual element guides us to that. Not everyone might relate to the words like divine or sacred, of course. But I think most of us can relate to the idea of looking for a deeper, more meaningful way of living. And whatever we consider the divine or that deeper meaning to be, working through story and archetype with our imagination is a natural way to understand it. It helps shine a light on who we really are. It helps shine a light on who we really are. There are so many ways that we can connect with story or archetype. And let me talk more for just a moment about what archetype is. We'll get into that. Jung believed that one of the primary ways we connect with this deeper well is through archetype. And the archetype is really just a universal image. A universal image that anyone, anywhere around the globe, at any point in time, can connect. Jung talked about something called a collective unconscious. Imagine this kind of big, well, if you want to use that term, and then all the different individuals. And all these archetypes reside in the collective unconscious, and individuals can connect through this collective unconscious. Now, an archetype, a universal image, different archetypes resonate for different ones of us. Different archetypes are going to resonate for us at different ways and throughout our lives. This is a universal image that simply speaks to us in a profound way. Now, some examples of archetypes might be mother, traveler, trickster, sage or wise teacher, student, dancing queen, or wild child. I think the first archetype I encountered was when I was 5 years old. I was staying at my grandparents' house, a little parsonage way up in the North Carolina mountains. was early 1970s, and I woke up from a dream that I still remember as clear as day. And Jung says it's this unconscious, when we're not really thinking about it, the images can come to us. And I was lying in a meadow on my back, it's beautiful, mountain summer day, and wildflowers all around me. And a she-wolf came and stood over me. And I wasn't scared, we just looked at each other. I didn't know what that meant. I remembered it. It was really interesting. I remember waking up, and I thought she would be there, right there where I was lying asleep. And over the years, I've read so much about she-wolves and how that connects with my own spiritual journey. Now, I've brought another archetype. This is one I have in my home, so I remembered to get it off my wall and bring it. It's a woodcut by an Asheville area artist, Madeline McLeod, and it's called The Goddess of Summer. Yeah, so even though I still want a little bit of snow, obviously summer is something that connects with me too. The Goddess of Summer. A few years ago, my parents said, Amy, let's go. They lived in Black Mountain. Mom still does. Let's go walk around and find something we can buy you for Christmas. And so we walked around, went into one of the wonderful shops and little art galleries there, and I immediately saw this and said, oh, that's it. This is an archetype for me. I didn't know why or couldn't explain all of the reasons behind that when I first saw the image. I just knew immediately something deep within me it spoke to. Now, over the years that it has hung in my home, I've thought, well, sunflowers, these are an idea about the connection with joy and blooming from a small little seed, right? Maybe the light, the halo, trying to have my light illuminated by divine spirit. This young, joyous, very thoughtful woman, is that part of who I want to be? I'm sure in the coming years, more things will come to me that this archetype holds up to me as I look at it every day. Now, anytime we run across an archetypal image, it's not normally easy for us to say, oh, I totally understand why that connects with me. Thank you, Cassette. Yes, it's not. I know. It's always a gentle unfolding. Days and months of years where we uncover more about ourselves and about the divine light within us. And different archetypes connect with us at different points in our lives. I have another newer, it was too big to bring. It's up on my wall, attached pretty securely. It's a print of a painting by Sue Ellen Perkinson, who is an artist, and it's called Grandmother Eve. An older woman with long gray hair, and she's gorgeous. She's eating an apple, and she has a necklace made of apple seeds. She entered my life when it was the right time. So, as we continue into the year 2024, I offer to you today an archetype. Now, Deb and Allie in our office were a huge help this week because when I had this idea a few weeks ago, I thought, oh yeah, I'll be able to find some stuff. It won't take me long. And I'm doing all this searching with copyright and all this stuff, and Deb and Allie took it over and were easily able to come up with these beautiful archetypes, and thank you to them. I have a number of different archetype cards. Allie is calling this our Piedmont UU Church Oracle deck, so I don't know. In just a few moments, I'm going to lay these out on the table up here, and I'm going to invite you to come forward as you are willing to do so, and I'll also keep them there after the service if you want to come forward later on after the service concludes. As you come forward, Please don't use this head, right? We spend so much time in our head thinking. Just, and don't start reading what the different archetypes are, because there is a one-word thing at the bottom. Just whatever immediately seems to connect with you, your instinct and gut, take that card, okay? Just be guided by instinct and where your interest is sparked. And then in the coming days and weeks, take time to sit and be present with this archetype. You might journal about what you find interesting. You might just want to place it maybe on your dresser or a desk. I have a mantle above my fireplace. I call it my altar. I might put things up there that are meaningful to me. And just take a few moments throughout these coming days and weeks and months to see what emerges for you. It's like looking into that deeper well. You might, when you go to bed at night, look at the archetype, and ask the great dreamer to send you a dream about that image. You might ask your soul friends, what emerges for you when you look at this and you think of me? Now, for those of you who are joining us virtually, email me, and I will be guided by Spirit to send you one of these cards. Okay. So Ann and I will put this out, and I invite you, as you feel called to do so, to please come forward and let your body, your instinct, choose a card for you.
this time for giving. Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place, which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and of hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. This month, we are sharing our offering plate with North Carolina Environmental Justice Network. North Carolina Environmental Justice Network is a grassroots, people of color-led coalition of community organizations and their supporters who work with low-income communities and people of color on issues of climate, environmental, racial, and social injustice. We ask that you place your gift in the baskets as they make their way around the room, and you are always welcome to give online at puc.org or by texting PUC at the number 73256. Today's offering will now gratefully be received.
We give thanks for your generosity and for your support of the ongoing work of our church family. I invite you now to please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn found in our gray hymnal, number 300, With Heart and Mind. Before we extinguish our chalice, I would like to offer thanks for all the many volunteers who helped make our service possible today. We do ask before you leave today if you may take your hymnals and place them back on the cart near the piano. That's always a big help. So let us do as we do each Sunday and take a few moments to give thanks, either in our hearts or with words for all, for the things for which we are grateful today.
Children.
Children. Grandchildren.
Great-grandchildren.
Great-grandchildren.
Susan Burns.
Susan Burns.
Colette.
Yes, Cosette. Definitely Susan, our choir, all the wonderful music today. So,
I'm grateful for all the people who have chosen to even give their lives in the service of what is worthwhile, like freedom.
yeah, give their lives in service of what's worthwhile.
Thankful for family.
For family. For church family. Well, we give thanks for all these things and so much more which we hold in our hearts this morning. I now invite us to go forth, holding the mirror in front of us, so that we might see the image within, the image that is too often hid from our own eyes, and let that image within shine forth. May it be so. We now extinguish our chalice, but we carry its light, its warmth, and its meaning with us until we meet again. May we go in peace, believe in peace, create peace wherever we wander. May it be so. Now, for our closing song, we traditionally form a circle. You may hold hands if you would like to do so. If you'd rather just stand in the circle and place your hands on your heart, please do so.